sinful act, and the scholar have put more than one way to speak about the sinful act. But today I chose one way of address the particular topic is, first of all, I don't want people to misunderstand what I am saying, what I'm going to say, because it could be interpreted wrong. Okay, we don't want to interpret anything wrong. But first point is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy. And His mercy is boundless. It's limitless. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's without measure, without any boundaries. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with weakness. We are weak. We are weak from so many points. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with the potential to make mistakes. Nobody can say that I'm going to go live in life without mistake. We're going to do all kinds of mistakes. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Wallahi. He's making a note. Wallahi law lam tukhti'u ladhahab Allahu bikum wa ata biqawmin yukhti'un thumma yaqul. The Prophet ﷺ said, Wallahi, if you do not make mistake, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have left, wiped you out and brought people. Yukhti'un, they make mistake and yastaghfirun. Some people said, this is weird. Why Allah created me with weaknesses and created me to make mistakes, and He said there's a hellfire if you make mistakes. The hellfire is not for people who make mistakes. This statement could be interpreted wrong, but it is not, if you understand it in the proper way. The hellfire is for people who they make big mistake with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are the mistakes with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Before we go any deeper into the subject, let's classify the mistakes. Mistakes are three categories. Mistake you could do with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are those mistakes that you do with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? There are two types. Mistake that has to do with believing in Allah, al-mu'taqad, the block of belief. This particular one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not forgive you for it. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَنْ يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَكَأَنَّمَا خَرَّ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ آية 55 of Surah Ma'idah وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ حَبِطَ عَمَلُهُ. Nothing. Ishraq is bankrupt. And that's why the scholar said, with shirk, you have no good deed. Why? Because this ayah, the madda habita is a very important madda in the Quran. There are 8 ayat in the Quran came to illustrate habita. Habita means bankrupt in a plain language. Habita, the Arab used it for the animal to die in the desert. When the animal dies in the desert, they call it habitat al-dabba, ayman. That's it. Habitat is bankrupt. There is nothing, it's one of the qaida, the rule of the Quran. You see, this Islam has rules. The more you understand out of those rules, the better vision you have in understanding Islam. The less you have, the less you understand. The more you understand, the less mistakes you make in understanding the text. Okay? It's very important. This is one of the rules. A lot of people make mistake not understanding this rule. What's the rule? There is nothing will wipe your good act except shirk. It is the opposite. As-sayyi'at will wipe the good act? No. This is another mistake that a lot of people make. They think as-sayyi'at will wipe out your good deed. No. The rule in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in ayah number 114 of Surah Hud, إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. This is the rule. Hasana will wipe out the sayyi'ah. The sayyi'ah will not wipe out the hasana. This rule is not there. The Prophet ﷺ said, Ya Aba Dhar, hadith authentic, Sahih Muslim, Ya Aba Dhar, أتبع السيئة الحسنة تمحها. أتبع السيئة الحسنة. يعني حسنة, make it follow the sayyi'ah, then the hasana will wipe out the sayyi'ah. Okay? The opposite is not correct. So this is rule. But if we find in the Quran any ayah that will find anybody habita amalu, then you have to look for shirk. Don't look for sinful act. Look for shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَأَحَاطَتْ بِهِ خَطِيئَتُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. What's خَطِيئَتُهُ here? All the scholars, they said the khati'ah that is meant in this ayah is not sinful act. It is shirk. Okay? Because the Quran has to be correct from every ayah, from the beginning till the end. There's no contradiction in the Quran. That's a fact. So when you find this, everything has to fall into the right understanding and the right perspective. So the shirk is the only thing that will wipe out sinful act. If you see a hadith, for example, that he said, okay, let me bring you the hadith. قَوْمٌ مِّنْ أُمَّتِي, there are a group of people of my ummah, they will come on a day of judgment, they have a very good deed. أعمال كجبال تهامة بيضاء. They have good deeds like mountains. فيجعلها ربي هباء منثورا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wipe it out. As soon as you heard this, that means there's shirk. If you go to the end of the hadith, كانوا إذا خلوا بمحارم الله انتهكوها. Those people who they are, all these good deeds that they have, it becomes like ashes in the wind. هباء منثورا. Why? كانوا إذا خلوا بمحارم الله انتهكوها. The interpretation of this hadith, it is not that those people that are making ma'asi. They are making ma'asi, but believing that it is halal. It is not only making ma'asi. So here, and the person who makes the halal haram is a kafir. And the one who makes haram halal, kafir. You see? And kufr is a brother of shirk. So kufr or shirk will wipe out your good deed. So in other words, of those people, and all of you know that. All of you know that. But to put this in, if somebody is drinking alcohol, and he said, alcohol is haram, and I'm doing haram, and this is a sinful act, he agreed. We call this person Muslim Asi. All of you know that. If somebody is drinking alcohol and he said, alcohol is not haram, that means he had rejected the order of Allah, he had rejected the rules and regulation of Allah, he had rejected the Quran, you deny the Quran, you deny the ruling of Allah, you appoint yourself equal to Allah, Allah legislate, I legislate. Allah said al-khamr haram, I'm saying al-khamr halal. You become kafir. All of you know that. So those people who they are doing the haram things in the eye of Allah, in their eye is halal and they call it halal, so they become kuffar. When they become kuffar, their good deed, the God becoming deleted. You see? So we have to put those in perspective. So, back to the point. So sinful act with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a shirk, al-kufr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not gonna forgive for this, and you have no good deed of this if you die on this. And that's why the ayah of Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَاتُوا وَهُمْ كُفَّارٌ فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْ أَحَدِهِمْ مِلْءُ الْأَرْضِ ذَهَبًا وَلَوْ افْتَدَىٰ بِهِ. in Surah Al-Imran, the people who they die on the statement of kufr or statement of shirk, those people, they will have no good deed and they will not, though no ransom will be accepted from them on the judgment day, even if they have the whole earth full of gold to do that, they will not be accepted from them. So that's a fact. So stay away from a shirk or a kufr or anything like that. A shirk or a kufr, a shirk, some of the scholars, we don't want to go into that one because that's a lengthy subject. But a shirk is to associate partners with Allah or to deny any criteria that belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to take any criteria of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you give it to somebody else. That's shirk. You see? Al-kufr is to deny the rules and regulation of Allah, to deny the judgment of Allah, to not accept the sharia of Allah, to hate the sharia of Allah. Kufr, the scholar have made a booklet, it's called 24 Statements that will gain kufr. Okay? You know, you love, you respect something else beside Allah, you prefer the rules and regulations of somebody else on top of Allah, you feel like there's rules and regulations, they are mistaken, and a lot of those people nowadays, they're becoming kuffar without they knowing, and they call it al-hijab, no good, is to make the woman, you know, like a slave or this. Those people become kuffar. Some people said, you know, to cut the hand of the thief, you know, this is barbariya wa hamajiyya, it will violate the civilization that we live in. Those people become kuffar according to those rules. Why? Because they are not accepting the rule of Allah. They are making mockery of the rule of Allah. They are making sukhriya, you know, being sarcastic of the rules and regulations of Allah. All of those things are statement of kufr. Or you don't love it, or you don't like it. You know, likening al-kurh to hate is two types. The scholar said kurh that will put you out of Islam, and kurh that is kurh jibilli, you know, kurh that you were created with. I hate to die, you know, I hate to pay money for sadaqat, I hate to fight for the cause of Allah because I love life. This hate can't be pardoned, okay? But there are hate. I hate the Sharia, I hate the Prophet, I hate the rules and regulations, I hate the Quran, I hate the Sahaba, I hate. All of these are those, you know. So anyway, so this is point number one, is to make mistake with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We understand what those mistakes are. Rule number two is to make a mistake for yourself. How do I make a mistake myself? By doing the violation, any kind of violation, of the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not denying it, making the mistake, like I said, for example, al-khamr. Somebody goes and buy beer, buy alcohol, buy something, and goes into his room and sit down and drink it by himself. If somebody caught him, he said, this is haram. Well, it's a sinful act. It's haram, and I'm doing haram. So this is a sinful act. That's a sinful act for yourself. You're making yourself them. And that's why in the Quran there was that word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ. They have transgressed unto themselves, you know. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ, you know. تذكروا استغفروا الله ذكروا الله فاستغفروا لذنوبهم ومن يغفر الذنوب إلا الله ولم يصل. Ayah number 135 of Surah Al-Imran. So those people ظلموا أنفسهم, they made that. وما ظلمناهم ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. So this is here, as you're making sinful act that against yourself. The third one is you make a sinful act against others. And this is what they call it حقوق العباد, the right of people on you. You see, this particular section here, it will not be good to do anything of the good deed. You know, you could go to Hajj, you could pay money, you could do whatever you want to do. That will be on you. That's a debt. Debt. That debt, it has to be fulfilled with the debtor, the one that you have a debt to. Okay, if I owe my brother here $10, if I gave everybody in Kansas City $10, it will not wipe it out. I still have debt for him for $10. I have to settle with him. Nothing else will benefit me. Okay? This is a حقوق عباد. You speak ill behind people, you hurt their feeling, you hurt them financially, you hurt them physically. Whatever you do to them, to take from their right, to make fun of them, to insult them, whatever. That's a debt on you. And somebody sent a joke the other day against the Egyptian people. All the Egyptian people, they do this and that. I sent them a message. I said, the whole entire Egyptian people on earth will be against you on the judgment day because you're making fun of them. Or some people, you cannot, you should not. You should be careful. It's your good deeds distributing those on people. So those are the sinful acts. Scholar added another 2 more sinful acts. Can anybody think of another 2 types? First one is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First one against yourself. First one against the people. There are 2 more scholar added 2 more sinful acts. Anybody can think of?
Against the animals?
Say again.
Animals?
Animal?
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair, that's one. Some people said you could do sinful act against animal. دخلت امرأة النار في هرة. حبستها. Hold on, let me finish. صلي على محمد. لا شيء صلي على محمد, صلي على محمد. So, to do transgression against the animal or the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or against the environment. Okay? So this is not accepted. It is not accepted. That's why Islam have written a description of the Muslim. The description of the Muslim is not wasteful, is not a liar, it is not a cheating person, it is not a cheating person, it's not, those are your description as a Muslim. It's all illustrated by the rules and regulation of Islam. So to hurt an animal, then we have the right of an animal on you. If you do good to him, out of the fairness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you get rewarded heavily. Okay? So this is part 1. Part 2, what is another part of the sinful act? The 5th one, the scholar have said, we all ignorant of it. We don't pay attention to it.
You said environment.
Speak louder, yes.
The environment is not the second one?
Yes,
We
environment.
No. Animal, environment, all of these are one category. Another sinful act, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and the scholar interpreted, وَإِسْرَافَنَا فِي أَمْرِنَا. What does إِسْرَافَنَا فِي أَمْرِنَا mean? What does إِسْرَافَنَا فِي أَمْرِنَا mean?
Waste of time.
حبيبي طيب الله تراب بيض الله وجهه. Being wasteful of time, wasteful of money, wasteful of anything you waste. So this is sinful act. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said on the judgment day, the mu'mineen, even the mu'mineen, some people said the hadith is not very authentic, but they call it hasan. He said even the mu'mineen on the judgment day لم يتحسروا إلا على دقائق ولحظات ضيعوها في عدم ذكر الله سبحانه وتعالى. Okay? So this is wasteful, waste money, to waste time, to spend time, to this, that, and this, that. But the scholar said, even though that this is a waste, it's like you have wealth. You're wasting it on nothing. Not, nothing. So everybody said, look at this guy, look how foolish he is. He's spending all his money on something that is nonsense, Like my brother here is telling me that people in some areas of the earth, they buy license plate just because 0001 or 0002, they spend thousands of dollars on it. Or another stupid guy the other day spent in New York $450 million just to buy a painting. What are you going to do with it? You cannot marry it, you cannot eat it, you cannot protect it from it. It doesn't do nothing. Just hang it there. And maybe somebody is going to steal it, or maybe your kid is going to push it and break it down and tear it up. You spend $400. The most stupid thing in life.
Somebody paid $1 million, 0001 UAE.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi Tech.
No.